I just put my finger in like a smoothie. It's insane stuff.
They got the sometimes even the goats miss. They got artillery built into them. Deadliest insects. Where's his finger?
This is the world's largest beetle, and this is my finger.
That is
and
huge.
in this video, I'll be putting to the test how strong these beetles really are. And
It's almost as big as my hand, bro. I did not know beetles could get that big. I always thought they were supposed to be small animals. Well, guess not.
also be showing you the craziest centipede species, insane alien-looking bugs, and so many other cool insects, starting with an assassin bug.
Yup, assassin bugs.
That is a cool ass name, bro. Who named these things? I mean, they don't look that intimidating or scary. They kind of look like normal ass bugs, but they got cool ass names.
That sounds deadly. It's because they kind of are, but they also are kind of cool. Let me show you why.
So I let these assassin bugs loose into a little enclosure I built for them, and now you can get a clear look at them. What makes these creatures so cool is if you look here, they have this super weird sharp mouthpiece.
Yeah.
This is called a rostrum, and using it, they can pierce into their prey, inject a special kind of digestive enzyme venom into the prey, then using the rostrum, they slurp the insides of the prey up like a smoothie. It's insane stuff. And as you can see, I have
What the fuck? Bro, that is crazy. They got straws for mouth. These things are actually insane. Why are they called assassin bugs, bro? Just call them acid juicers or something. The acid juicers. I think that sounds like a much more fitting name than calling them the assassins. They just slurp their prey. They don't eat. They just slurp. God damn, bro.
Couple of these guys, because I got a special kind of species that are able to live and hunt together.
You probably see why they're called assassin bugs now. So let's feed them a cricket and document their hunting.
Now I knew this wasn't going to last long because assassin bugs
That cricket is going to get sacrificed for science. It is what it is, cricket.
are some of the best hunters out there. And I was right, because immediately this unlucky cricket happened to climb up the very piece of bark that all the assassin bugs were hiding under. And one of them was on the lookout and instantly spotted the cricket. Now it was time to hunt. Like real assassins who move super stealthily, assassin bugs do the same exact thing. And this guy extremely slowly inched towards his target, and as the gap slowly closed, the assassin awaited.
Bro, is this cricket dumb or what? Like, it has zero survival instincts. Why is it standing there? Move away, run away. You could literally be doing anything, and it would still be better than what you're doing right now, which is standing still. Just walk, at least move in the slightest, bro. It's crazy.
For the
Maybe it's waiting for the opportunity to escape. It might be smart. Who knows?
perfect opportunity to pounce onto the
What the flip was that? This insect is so bad. To cricket my ass, bro. These things got no survival instincts. The assassin bug wasn't even that stealthy. It stands out. Compared to the background, it stands out so much. You can clearly see it. And it was facing directly towards it. It's not even like it's facing the other way. And the assassin bug is approaching from the back. No. The thing was standing like this. And the assassin bug was approaching like this. And it still got caught. This thing is dumb AF.
Who was now in the grasp of the assassin bug. Right away, you can see the rostrum pierce into the cricket, and yeah, the inside of this cricket is now being turned into a juicy smoothie for this assasin bug to slurp up. Yep. Sounds yummy.
All right, let me get this lid on. I don't want these guys biting me in my sleep
Smart idea.
or anything.
Okay, the next insect species is one I've been holding off on getting for a while, but it's a centipede.
Yep, I finally got one, even though they're all extremely
Centipede is a
venomous.
cool
But oh
ass name
boy,
for real.
let me show you this guy.
Yeah, I didn't get a small one either. I got one of the largest species in the United States, a giant Texas red-headed centipede.
Giant Texas red-headed centipede. Man, these guys are not creative in coming up with names, bro. Giant Texas red-headed centipede. A centipede is the coolest part here. Everything else is just non-creative, but that's the purpose, you know. That's what it says on the box. It's from Texas. I believe it's from Texas because it literally says so. And it's red-headed and it's giant. That's what it says on the box, okay? You can't expect anything more here. And it's centipede too. The name perfectly describes the thing.
And as you can tell, these guys are pretty evil because right away he started to try and climb the sides of the container to escape. Which I definitely wouldn't want because, well, we all know the infamous Coyote Peterson who gets stung and bit by everything.
This guy's
He
crazy.
got bit by a very similar centipede to this, and yeah, based off his reaction, you could probably
That does not look good.
tell it's something I want to try and avoid, probably.
Just cut the camera.
Bro, this guy is crazy. Who does this willingly, bro? Who would go out there just getting bitten by bugs willingly? This guy might be a psychopath.
Cut the cameras. But it's definitely...
At least he feels pain. I mean, that must be crazy, though. I don't want to get bitten by bugs. Maybe I would do. When I reach 1 million subscribers, I would not be getting bitten by this thing. So this thing looks scary AF. Maybe I will do it. Who knows? But I would never reach 1 million subscribers, so we're never doing this shit.
worth the risk, because I get to show you guys how insane of a pet they are. Let me get them in this enclosure.
Now these guys usually live in desert environments, so we're gonna use a bit of sand for this enclosure, but also a solid mix of dirt and other natural stuff, because it's actually what gives them the best conditions in their enclosure. Then we want to give this guy some nice natural stuff to hide under, and finally a couple skulls in here to signify how deadly these guys are to other insects.
All right, let's get this centipede in the enclosure. And please don't bite me too. That would be much appreciated. But, oh, he's just gonna go crawl out. Oh, it's actually pretty gentle. Go on. Yep, go crawl out. Go on. Yep, just like that. Oh, yeah.
Anyways, this dude immediately got to walking around his enclosure, and what makes these guys so cool is obviously how many legs they have. They're called centipedes because centa means 100, and they basically got like 100 legs. But not exactly 100.
Imagine there would be like pentapedes. I don't know how much is a penta actually. So imagine there's pentapedes, and that would be so cool though. Pentapedes would be so much better than centipedes. Because it's pentapedes.
Because I actually did count how many legs this guy had, and it was only 40. So yeah, their name is a lie. It's not.
We got clickbaited. Scientists, I don't know who named this thing, but they must be clickbaiting, bro. It could be a scientist, who knows. But they're clickbaiting out here. I thought I'm the only one who does that shit. But turns out, even scientists do it, so...
100, but I mean, it's still a lot.
It's so cool to watch these guys walk around, but it's even cooler to watch them eat. So you already know, I got a cricket.
It is not that cool to watch them eat crickets. Man, does he hate crickets or what? Every single time it's always crickets, bro. The crickets, they do not survive. I have zero. These things have zero survival instincts, and I believe in them nothing. I don't believe in them at all. They're not gonna survive this shit.
And let's not waste any time. Let's drop this thing in here.
And oh, things immediately were interesting because I dropped the cricket directly next to the centipede's face. But thankfully for the cricket, the centipede was distracted, and so the cricket...
Bro, I was about to say this. This is crazy, bro. It doesn't have survival instincts at all. Matter of fact, its survival instincts are not zero. It is minus 10,000. It is not even standing still like it did before. It is directly approaching its death. It could be moving towards any direction. Like it has all of this space. And it's decided to move to the scariest thing in the flipping space. Like, how do you even do this, bro? This is not even crazy. But what is the centipede even doing? It's just like...
walked straight past his face and kind of just walked onto his body. And then he kind of just started to ride it like a train.
Never mind.
You gotta be
the cricket is making fun of the centipede. Run over me, yeah, bro.
This train is, well, it's definitely about to eat you, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. And I was correct, because only 30 seconds later, the centipede once again came across the cricket, and this time, the centipede definitely saw him. And so, the centipede started to follow in the direction...
So before he didn't see him, bro, these insects got the worst eyesight ever. They can't even see nothing, bro. But at least you can make an excuse with the cricket, because it kind of camouflages really well with the background. But the assassin bug wasn't even camouflaged that well, and the cricket still missed it. So still, the cricket is still so trash compared to the centipede, which at least got some kind of eyesight. Better than the cricket at least.
The cricket ran, and so I also followed the centipede with my camera, and that's when I saw the two met again. And this time the centipede made his attack. The cricket tried to escape through the logs, but as I looked around the corner, it's pretty clear the cricket wasn't able to escape, because he was now in the grasp of this insane apex predator of the desert and was getting munched.
Apex predator of the desert? Bro, these are they the apex predators? I don't know, bro. They're just hunting crickets. Hunting crickets doesn't make you the apex predator of the desert. All I'm saying, that's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like,
good job, centipede. Even though you are a little bit creepy, it's actually super cool to watch you hunt. Okay, we're coming up on the world's largest beetle and testing how strong they are. However, I still gotta show you the next crazy insect pet on the list, which is a giant millipede.
Now, the reason I'm showing a millipede right after showing...
Well, if millipedes exist, pentapedes must exist. Pentapedes, I believe in the promise of pentapedes. I believe in it.
The centipede is because they're very similar in a lot of ways, but they're also very different in a lot of ways.
Now, the first way they're different is, well, you know how centipedes have that absolutely bonkers bite like I was talking about that's just extremely painful? Well, millipedes are basically the exact opposite, and they're some of the most friendliest creatures of all time.
And to demonstrate that, I'm gonna let this thing crawl on me. And oh my gosh, the sensation of like these 300 tiny little legs crawling on my hand is just so weird. I don't even know how to describe it.
But if I had to, I would just say it's a very tickly, because as you can see, each one of the legs on the millipede is almost kind of sharp, which lets it get a really good grip with what it's standing on. But yeah, it's just such a weird feeling. I even let this guy crawl on this cool snake plushie I had sitting around.
Damn.
And wait a second, this isn't any ordinary snake plushie. This is
It is a snake.
and this snake. I'm also releasing this super
Axolotls.
duper cute
Yo, the only reason why I know these things are called axolotls is because of Minecraft. Otherwise, I would not even know they even exist, bro. Minecraft just introduced me to an entirely new species. Even I remember its name now. That's kind of crazy.
But you see, I didn't just get some lame millipede for this video. I balled out and got the most massivest millipede of all time, called a giant African millipede.
What? Who are naming these centipedes and millipedes, bro? They're so utilitarian with the naming. They just perfectly describe where they're from and how they look like. Not the centipede though. The centipede was kind of a clickbait because it doesn't have 100 legs. But it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta clickbait. But testing, I think this, I don't know how much is a millipede is a million legs. It does look like it has million legs. I don't know if millipede means million, but I don't know. I'm just assuming stuff.
Which, yeah, isn't really a very creative name. They just kind of said it's giant, where it's from, and that it's a millipede. But yeah, I'm not gonna complain. I guess it's easy to remember.
Now, there's just one problem because the place I bought this from specifically said in the description, do not use cocoa fiber. Now, if you didn't know, cocoa fiber is basically like the holy grail of dirt for terrarium builders.
Damn.
It's just like a special kind of dirt that holds humidity very well, I guess. But yeah, it's like unheard of to not use this in a build. Like I've literally never made a build without this. Like what the heck, bro?
So since cocoa fiber was all I had, I drove to the greatest store of all time behind Walmart, Petco, of course.
Petco?
And there I got the special kind of dirt that is not cocoa fiber, but I also got some of this mulch stuff, which is like wood chips, and a bit of moss. But for the secret ingredient for the millipede tank, it's this thing, which I'll show you very soon. So when I got back home, I started mixing together all my new dirt materials. All these materials I chose are specifically designed to hold just as much moisture as the cocoa fiber, if not more, which as you can see, makes this super duper moisty.
All right, it's perfect that it's now super wet because if
Damn, bruh.
it was too dry, the millipede would not survive very long. They dry out super easily. So yeah, I'll have to spray this thing a lot to make sure it's always nice and moist.
But since we have to keep this so wet, mold might actually grow on the sides of the enclosure. That's where my secret ingredient comes in.
I got springtails. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you probably don't think it's that cool, but bruh, I mean, I still think they're cool, okay? Be free, boys.
Yeah, springtails are just
So who the hell thinks springtails are cool? Nobody. Literally nobody else does that. Most people can't even see this, bro, unless you zoom into them. If they exist in the wild, you wouldn't even notice they exist. You'd be just like looking around like this, and you would not even notice that they ever existed right below your feet, and you just stepped on them.
these super tiny white bugs that will go around and clean up mold if it grows. So yeah, they're perfect. Finally, I just put in some tiny bits of cork bark around to decorate the place and add some cover.
There we go. This is a fantastical millipede enclosure. Let's go ahead and get this guy inside. Be free, boy. I hope you like your new home. Spent a long time on it. Well, I only spent like 10 minutes on it, but yeah, hope you like it.
Anyways, after he felt comfortable enough, he uncurled up from his ball and got to exploring around his enclosure. Now, there's not really much to talk about with these guys, unfortunately, because they kind of just walk around and don't do much else. The main thing that makes them cool, and also similar to centipedes, is the crazy amount of legs they have. And the average millipede has a way more legs than a centipede, as you can see.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah, my guy just wandered around the enclosure for like...
Bro, this thing is just running circles around this place, even though it's a rectangle, but it doesn't matter. It's just running circles around it. It looks pretty bored, to be honest. I don't know what is it supposed to do, bro? Is it going to just keep running around this rectangle for the rest of its life? That's kind of sad, to be honest.
30 minutes. But eventually, once he feels comfortable enough, he'll start to burrow under the floor like you can see in this footage. And he'll basically just chill there for like 90% of his life, just eating the dead organic matter or something. I don't really know. But yeah.
That's kind of lame ass life, bro. Not gonna lie. You can't even see sunlight. Just underground for 90% of your life, eating whatever that's inside of it. That's kind of not a fantastic life.
Cool.
For
Anyways,
sure.
next up on the list, I actually got something very interesting I've never showed on the channel before. A Vinegaroon.
This is the closest thing to a mutant creature on Earth I think there is. And it's extremely cool. I'll show you why.
Yeah, you heard that right. A mutant creature. And the reason I say that is because look at this thing. It straight up has the body and claws of a scorpion, a tail that looks like a rat tail,
If it has anything to do with the scorpion, it's probably going to be trash, but we shall see.
and these weird antenna things that lobsters have. Yeah, this thing is weird.
But probably the weirdest thing about this creature is in its name, because it's called a Vinegaroon, and if you separate the words in there, there's vinegar and oon.
Bro, never mind. Never mind what I said. These things are not trash at all. They got the un in their name. So they must be OPA have. Bro, if you got un, you are it. You are the guy, bro. Completely forget what I said before.
Now, I don't know what the oon part of its name means, to be honest, but the reason it has a vinegar in its name is because this creature has the ability, when threatened, to arch its back up and shoot a special acid type of vinegar out of it to spray all over the threat, potentially blinding
Damn, bro, it got a built-in acid artillery. Look at this. It looks like an artillery. You can probably
them so the Vinegaroon can get away, and yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And I'll be showing you guys exactly what that looks like. Let's get him in his enclosure so we can show it off. This one should work pretty well.
Now, the build is pretty simple for these guys, and thankfully, I can use cocoa fiber again. Phew. But yeah, I filled about 1/3 of the way up with dirt, and then I scattered some pieces of wood and bark around. This time, I wanted to add some greenery, so I tore up bits of this moss and spread that around. I love this stuff because while it might look pretty dry right now, all it needs is a nice little spray to come back to life. And yeah, this stuff will just grow super fast over time as long as I keep this enclosure nice and moist.
Anyways, Mr. Vinegaroon, this is your new home. Hopefully you like it. Let me just gently release you. Go on, can you walk out? Ooh. Sorry.
And yeah, immediately after putting this dude inside, he ran straight up to the glass to get a nice little drink of water off the droplets sitting there. It was pretty cool to see him using his claws.
Damn, bro, never mind. I don't know how I compared these things to scorpions. They're nothing like scorpions. They're so much better. Significantly better. Like worlds apart. They're both worlds apart. Scorpions are completely trash. They can't even use their claws for anything. They can't even grab anything, bro. They're so clumsy. They have no body coordination at all. Look at these things. They can grab little droplets of water and actually feed them to their mouth. They got crazy body coordination compared to the scorpions, which is completely trash. I don't even know how they still survive until now, but somehow they exist. I don't know. I don't care either. But these things are so much better than scorpions. They're great.
To shovel the drops of water into his mouth.
Bruh.
So yeah, dang, I guess he was pretty thirsty.
Oh yeah, bro, I almost forgot. Let me get a water dish in there. Yeah, that guy was thirsty. He instantly went and tried to get
he
some
looked
water.
pretty
So I'm just gonna go put that one nice in the corner.
So yeah, I filled that up with a bit of water. With creatures like Vinegaroons, you want to make sure their water dishes are very shallow, cause they're not super smart. If their water dish was too deep, they might fall in and drown. So yeah. But anyways, my guy was having a lot of fun exploring around his.
Yeah, to be honest, like every animal tends to drown, not like insects or anything like that. I see like birds accidentally fall into like wells or some shit like that and just die, bro. It happens all the time. You can't really see how deep a pool is. You might just fall down, and if you don't know how to swim, you're kind of cooked. So it is what it is. It's not its fault. I mean, I don't think they're dumb because they got the in them. So I don't think they're dumb.
His new enclosure.
All right, now I want to check out if this
I'm
guy's
not biased in the slightest.
gonna try and eat. Maybe he'll even shoot his acid, I don't know, but they are nocturnal, so yeah, I mean, he might not even eat at all. But you already know, I got a little cricket. Crickets love me, obviously.
Oh my god, bro. The crickets. What does he have against the crickets, bro? At this point in time, I just think he just hates them. He just hates these insects for some unknown reason. I don't get it.
Let's drop this guy in. Bye-bye.
I dropped a cricket directly next to the Vinegaroon, so some action could theoretically happen right away. But if you've seen my other videos with nocturnal animals like scorpions, you'd probably know that they straight up just like to not eat during the day. Yeah,
I don't think they can even catch these crickets, to be honest. Only thing that can actually fumble the crickets are scorpions. I don't think they're even capable of even catching a cricket. Like, not even slightest.
they'd rather let insects crawl right next to their mouth instead of eating them, apparently. But with this Vinegaroon, it was a different
expected that from Scorpions, obviously.
Story, because right after a minute of the cricket standing next to him, I noticed he actually started to strike towards the cricket to actually try and eat it. That means this Vinegaroon was in hunting mode, and the next time the cricket came by, I noticed the Vinegaroon use his little antenna to locate the location of the cricket, and then he walked over to strike it again. But unfortunately, he also missed once again.
You know, sometimes even Curry misses, you know. Sometimes even the GOATs miss. Doesn't mean they're bad at the game, it just means they're having a bad time or a bad day. You can't just judge off of one footage. Vinegaroons, the one in them is still great. Still makes them the GOAT. 100%, like infinitely better than Scorpions.
However, a bit later, I noticed that the Vinegaroon had found the little water dish I put in there for him. He then proceeded to walk into the water to take a little bath, and I guess he was getting a bit more of a drink too, but the cricket was directly next to him still. And when the two creatures got a little bit closer, the Vinegaroon once again struck and missed, but this time he was not going to give up and chased the cricket down to finally get a hold.
What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? Even if Curry misses 2 times, he doesn't miss the 3rd time, bro. He does not miss it. He does not miss 3 times in a row. It's not impossible. Fucking impossible. Look at that shit.
All while splashing around in the water. But dang, bro now had an absolutely delicious, juicy cricket in his grasp. And yeah, he just started devouring.
They're so much better than Scorpions. So much better.
Devouring it. Good catch, bro. I was not expecting that during the day.
Now, unfortunately, he didn't use his acid vinegar spray thing, and that's because I think they only use that for defense, and obviously I don't want to stress this guy out, so I'm not going to force him to do it, but I will show you guys this very cool footage of them doing it. Watch this.
So basically, like I was saying earlier, they arch their abdomen up, aim their tail up too, and boom, the vinegar sprays out right.
Damn, bro. They got artillery built into them. This is like their ammunition, and this is their artillery cannon or whatever it's called. That's crazy. Look at this. It looks like they're...
There. It's pretty cool to see it spray out, and it also has absolutely insane aim. Like here, the Vinegaroon was able to spot on, hit the tweezers that was holding it. So basically, any sort of predator in the wild will know not to mess with this thing if it gets sprayed. It's a genius ability from the Vinegaroon. But yeah, I put a lid on this enclosure, and boom, this is a...
These things actually got so much cool abilities. So much better than Scorpions, bro. Scorpions are like trash, but these things got artillery. They got hands, they got antennas, they got legs, they got brains. And they're still goated. And they got the wood in them. Most importantly, they got the wood in them. That makes him even more greater. It is what it is. Scorpions are trash.
A Vinegaroon.
I don't even know why I'm comparing Scorpions to the goat. The goat of insects. It might be a little bit insulting, to be honest. I should not be comparing them. Sorry, Vinegaroon. I did not mean to disrespect you in such way.
It's time for the real reason we're here, to test how strong beetles really are. And of course, I have the largest beetle species in the world, but I also have this one with insanely sharp mandibles, and this one that's pretty tiny, but it also has mandibles as well.
Now, I'll be starting with the smallest beetle and testing the weakest objects in this guy's mouth. As the beetles get bigger, the objects will get bigger too. Until at the end, I'm gonna be putting my finger in this guy's mouth. Thankfully, though, I get to start with this little guy. It's a lot nicer.
This is called a rainbow stag beetle. And while it's the smallest beetle I have, it's still pretty insane looking, because if you look very closely, it actually is a shiny purple color.
Dang,
there's not that many
so
animals
fancy.
that have a purple color like this, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And I already built this guy a little enclosure, so I put him inside. Even though this place is pretty small, that's exactly how they like it, because they kind of just chill around all day and don't really move much.
Now, the first object I'm going to test with this guy is a little pack of jelly. Technically, this won't test their strength, but I just want to show you how they eat, because it's actually pretty interesting.
Now, beetles like this are cool, because while they got their mandibles here, this is actually not
these things look scary. Not gonna lie. Like, they look scary, bro. Imagine if they pinch you, and if it's, I don't know how strong they are, but if they're really strong, it might, like, leave a mark on you, like, really nasty mark, like bee stings, bro. Bee stings hurt like hell. So, at least they should be at least as good as the bee stings.
Their mouth is actually under the mandibles or right here. So yeah, that's where they eat. The reason they have mandibles is so in the wild, the males can fight each other, and whoever wins the fight gets to go home with the female beetle. It's pretty interesting. But anyways, I went and put the jelly right in front of this guy. And these guys love sweet stuff like jelly or fruit, and in fact I think this jelly is banana flavored, which is one of the beetle's favorite foods. So I thought this dude was just gonna start devouring it up right away, but in fact he seemed kind of defensive and actually started attacking it with his mandibles. But after I really kind of started to shove...
What the fuck? Bro is just shoving. Oh, look at this thing. It's crazy, bro. It has attracted every single nerd in the entire aquarium or whatever it's called. It just attracted every single one of it. And he's just shoving it in the face.
But in his face, I think he got a little taste of it, and then he seemed very happy. Because he actually started to then eat it, and it's actually very cool to see how their mouth works. Yeah, he really just sucked all the juiciness out of this thing.
So, let's close this for now, and let's actually go and get out our second beetle, which is this guy. And he has way bigger mandibles.
This is called a giraffe stag beetle. So yeah, this is also a stag beetle like the one before, but a slightly different version with these
It does look pretty tall to be called a giraffe stag beetle. This thing, we didn't test the strength of the first one. I thought we were about to test it. Yes, good enough they can bite through jellies or somewhere. I think that's... How is that impressive? But that's not impressive at all. Okay, whatever. What is this?
Larger mandibles that, if you actually look at them, are also way sharper. And yeah, they should be able to easily crush stuff way stronger than the previous beetle. And of course, I already got this dude's enclosure built, so I put him in as well.
All right, now for the object for this guy to crush, I've got a little piece of cardboard. Oh, also, I'm gonna take the beetle out of the enclosure for this experiment. Let's go.
So I didn't waste any time, and I just went and put this piece of cardboard in this dude's mandibles. And he sort of started to close his mandibles on it, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a kind of lackluster effort. I even tried putting it in at different angles to see if he could actually crush it, but yeah.
This isn't even trying, bro. Is it even trying? What is this? What is this lackluster effort? Don't be in the same tier as the scorpion. Come on, you can do better than this. I believe in you. Please don't be in the same tier. You can't be worse than a scorpion, obviously. It's a pretty obvious thing. You are better.
Wasn't really doing a good job, so I decided to give him an easier object to crush, a paper towel. Surely he could at least make a hole through this with his insanely sharp mandibles. But yet again, even after putting it right at the super
bro, you can't even call this insanely sharp mandibles anymore. These things are the least sharpest thing I ever seen in my life. My fingernails are sharp. I don't even have fingernails. That's how bad they are. I can go through a paper towel. Like, it is so easy for me. Like, bam, bam. Okay, I can't go through it for some reason. It doesn't matter.
Sharp part, yeah. You didn't really make much of an impact, to be honest.
Bruh, nah, these beetles got the most intimidating mandibles. Oh, he just almost bit me.
They are all looks, no substance. That is crazy.
But bruh, you can't even bite through cardboard or even a paper towel, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. What are these mandibles for? You can't even bite through this stuff.
They're frauds, bro. Complete fraud.
Nah, I'm just kidding, though. These are actually insane creatures. They're super cool. Let me get this guy back in his enclosure. Anyways, what I'm really excited about is testing...
At least they're not as bad as scorpions, you know? That's all that matters.
This bad boy's bite. Well, I mean, I'm not actually that excited. I do gotta put my finger in here, but...
Bro, is he gonna do it? This thing looks scary.
Yep, it's finally time for the craziest and also largest beetle in the world.
What if it just split your finger in half? Like, that would be crazy, bro. Imagine that. You are getting cooked.
A Hercules beetle.
You guys have no idea how hard it was for me to get my hands on one of these. They were out of stock everywhere, and I had to message so many people, but I finally did. It was super expensive, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, these guys live in the South American rainforests, and unlike other beetles in this video, they literally have fur on them. Yeah, that's how you know they're exotic. So
that is fancy AF, bro. They got better hair than I do. That is crazy. They look so good. The hair, damn. These must be the fanciest bug I've seen so far. These beetles are all fancy. Even the first one got purple coating, and the second one, even though it's kind of a fraud, it got a pretty cool build. And all of these beetles kind of look cool, not gonna lie. Like, they got the legendary skins. They probably paid for it, bro. It's always those paid for games. I knew from the start that real life was paid cosmetics too.
It's not even mentioning they have these absolutely bonkers mandibles. Cause of what? The mandibles are basically like double the size of the body.
And I got a pretty solid sized enclosure for this guy, but I'll once again be doing this test outside the tank since they're so massive.
Now, before I put my finger in the mandibles, I first got something very close to a finger to find out the real damage I was about to face.
Yeah, I got a carrot, cause you know, whenever I see videos of people like testing their fingers and stuff like car door windows or something, they always use a carrot first as like a good representation of what it's like before a finger. Bro, imagine he just chops clean through this carrot and then
you are cooked, bro. If that happens, you are cooked. You are done for. Just run away from the YouTube channel.
My finger in right after that. Jeez.
Anyways, I went and put the carrot in the mandibles without wasting any time. And guys, to be honest, I was kind of expecting this to rip through the carrot because they just look vicious. But after moving the carrot over tons of different parts of the mandibles, the most the beetle did was give a very light pinch to the carrot. And yeah, all it took was a bit of wiggling to get the carrot out.
Bruh, wait a second. I'm not even scared to do this anymore.
What is this? What the? Are all of these beetles frauds or what? The only thing they have is their freaking cosmetics. That's all they have. They have nothing else. They're all frauds, bro. They're all whales who got no real skills and all the cosmetics in the fucking world. It is crazy. How are they so bad? Nah.
Yo, that thing barely affected this carrot. I'm just gonna put my finger in right now. Hercules beetle, you don't even scare me. Let's do this.
So without wasting time, I just put my finger in. Found the perfect position to get pinched in the best way, and then the beetle started to close his horn mandibles down a bit. But I'm gonna be completely honest, this basically felt like nothing.
Felt like nothing? Bro, it didn't even hurt you? It looks like kind of sharp, not gonna lie, bro. It makes me at least a little bit of feeling. Not even a feeling? God damn! These must be the biggest frauds in the insect kingdom. Nah, scratch that. The animal kingdom. They're so trash. They're the biggest frauds. They got the craziest looking weapons in the flipping world, and it basically does nothing. Why do they even exist? For what purpose? What do they even do with this? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a pinch, but it is not bad at all. Now, you might be thinking, bruh, Terragreen, what was that? This thing is so weak. And, well, I actually kind of knew it was going to be that weak. I'm not going to lie. You see, the reason I got all these insects I wanted to make this video was to actually show you guys something. And it was to show you all that many of these insects, like this beetle, might look scary. They're actually such cool and fascinating creatures that we have to show our respect to.
How are they cool? They're all frauds. I mean, not all of them are frauds. The centipede kind of was okay. The millipede was kind of cute too, not gonna lie. No, it wasn't that bad. But ever since we started, these beetles have been the biggest frauds. Obviously, the Vinegaroon is the GOAT, obviously. So he probably carries the entire flicking video, bro. Not gonna lie, he just carried the entire video. For real.
And yeah, I mean, some of them are definitely deadly, and you do kind of want to stay away from them, like the centipede. But still, they're so cool, and yeah, hopefully I showed you that with this video. And remember, guys, check...
You guys should probably stay away from the Vinegaroon as well, because they're obviously a lot more scarier than the centipede. Obviously, I don't even know how that's a question in the first place. God damn, bro. Like, nah. The animations now and the like buttons are so cool.